This is Sparta!
Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Tanks. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we have a tank that was requested quite a bit recently. And it's a tank we haven't played for a while, so I jumped in, Cunning Wolf, aka the E50M. And yeah, so there's a couple ways to play, and I had two games recorded. One wasn't much in the way of damage, but it was more of the standard E50M play where you're side scraping, you're rushing in, and you're doing damage that way. And I didn't get much damage, but I ended up getting 4 kills out of it, and decent damage, and a fun game. Plus, I got to ram an M48 Patton to death. but yeah, so that was fun. And then I was like, you know, let's play a few more. It was pretty early, so I'm like, let's play a few more games and see if we can't get something better. And I decided, since we're on Northwest, to go ahead and play it the other way, which is where you use this amazing gun to its full effect. Now, I'm going up to a place I haven't been up to in a while. Some people were like, no, you can't get up there anymore. Yeah, well, looks like I did. You can totally get up here. You just got to hit it the right angle and you'll go right up the side of it. And from up here, I've got good view range. Now, you'll notice I'm running binos on this. There was a few opportunities in Cunning Wolf where I needed a little bit more view range than the optics would normally allow. Usually I just run optics on everything because I don't like having to wait for my view range. But having that extra view range does come in handy because once I get it set up, look how much further than my detection range it can actually detect. Now in this case, we've got some forward tanks, so it's not like it's necessary, but watch the accuracy. You gotta love the accuracy of the E50M, the M48 Patton. They are just fantastic 105mm guns, and it shows, man. Now, the guys that pushed down early ran into a wall of everything. Now, I do hit the fuel tank of the 183. He's lucky not to have been set on fire there, because the 183s and getting hit in the front, especially engine and fuel tanks, just begging for fire. But that being said, we take another shot, and of course that one goes right up into his gun mantle, the only place he has armor on that tank. And so this shot, we're trying to put a round on him, and we set him on fire. Little foreshadowing, you know, it is what it is. But we have this Progetto. I about called that a Progetto. The 60 TP, Tier 10 Polish heavy tank, and I can't pin it from this angle. So I'm just going to go ahead and try to take the cupola shot on the E4, and I do pin, and then he gets nailed. And notice I'm getting a little bit of spotting. The guys up close are getting even more spotting, but we put a round through the 4005. We're just trying to keep everybody off of these guys. If we can keep them around the corner, that would be preferable. Now, I don't have heat loaded yet, so that shot didn't go through, but I go ahead and load the heat because it's a 60 TP. It's ridiculously armored. But there is a nice little spot from this angle that I might be able to get a decent pin shot into it. Yep, just underneath his turret, but on the upper part of his hull. From this angle, I'm shooting down on him. Now, I go to take a shot, and this is one of those World of Tanks, what? What? That accuracy, and just nothing. Fully aimed in, nothing. Not allowed to hit him. Of course. Then I notice these guys are actually flanking our tank destroyer, and I try to get over to a position where I can help. Now, this is, again, going to cost me a little bit because I can't quite get to where I need to get to quick enough to be able to put effective fire on this E50M. Luckily, the E100 hits me with high explosive because I guess that's what you do in an E100. And I almost high center myself on there, luckily pirouetting out of there, the most graceful, of course. And again, I don't have heat loaded yet, but it's an E100, which means I'm probably about to. Now, I do bounce off of it. Yep, there's the heat. I do bounce off of him there, but my goal here is to make that big gun miss. So, wait for it. Easy shots, right through the face. Even though he's angled slightly, he wasn't angled enough to bounce the heat round. If he'd angled a little bit more, maybe. But you're not turning your gun much. And then this E50's like, I'll get him, don't worry. But I've already got heat loaded. Why would you rush me while I'm fighting the E100 when I'm in a position to just back off and focus you? Now watch, he's already screwed his shot right there. Just can't do anything. I was trying to aim at his turret. Then I realized I still have heat loaded. I'll just shoot straight through the front of him. And here I pull forward just as he gets on top of me, and I knock him over, and he can no longer shoot me. And at this point, you can see I get a little bit better of an angle, and down he goes. Still using the heat round. Now, I have to squirm out from under him, preferably without taking any damage, but right at the end, he does fall on top of me and take damage. Now, notice where my E4 is currently. My E4 is on the hill behind this E100. So I'm just trying to keep the E100's attention. I don't want to take a hit from that unnecessarily, and the E4 does finish him off. So we get a little bit of help. I say thank you. Now I'm going to go ahead, jump off, and go after the 60 TP while his entire team appears to be going after the guys that went to the base. I'm going to try to isolate and take down this 60 TP. Now, notice what I do right here as soon as I get off this mountain. As soon as I get ready to take off towards the 60 TP, I get out of my heat and go straight for APCR. And that's going to cost me a bit, because I'm going to forget that I chose APCR. I'm going to think I'm shooting heat at this guy, and I'm going to start, like, really getting upset. So, we do spot him. He's going to turtle up. He's in a place where the Artie can't really hit him. And I'll be honest, our Artie does okay damage this match, but he had a potential to relocate and absolutely wreck these guys. And he just didn't do it. He just sat at the base and took shots that he could, I guess, because he did, like I said, he did get damage, but not enough. The E4 is going to hang back a little too far, or I'm going to get too far ahead of him. Either way, it's not preferable. And this guy gets a clutch shot of the sentry as I'm driving in, nails me and pins, and I bounce, and we hit his gun, and I'm like, come on, man! What are the odds? Like, I'm literally trying to shoot. He's giving me the easiest freaking pin possible, and I bounce off of him again. I'm like, how am I not able to pin this guy using heat? This is stupid. He's giving me the easiest freaking shot, and then I'm like, oh, I'm on APCR, that'd be why. And he hits me again, right through the side of my tank, which is at a stupid angle. That should at least try to bounce something. And we do take him down. When he comes down, he gives me his bottom plate a little bit easier. Now, it's a 3v5. This is doable. They have no artillery. We do have artillery. What I need to do next is find where these guys are. Now, I've been spotted, so I know these guys in their right mind would come for me. So I'm figuring they're probably coming down the inside to my left and the outside to my right. Okay? And so, with that in mind, I tell the E4 I'm going to check far right first, because I'm assuming that's where they're going to be first. It's downhill all the way from them. So, it would just make the most sense. They can get here much quicker. I put up my binos, and lo and behold, hello, how you doing? That's an E4, and he could easily put a hole in me, which would be bad. So, now that these two E4s are engaged with one another, I'm waiting for the Artie to nuke the guy. He's apparently just enough around the corner that the Artie can't hit him. But I get a little bit froggy. I'm like, wait a second. He's not the only one. There's a medium that's got to be closing in. And sure enough, he's coming in. And of course, all I get for my troubles is a track hit. Not allowed to actually auto-lock a guy and pin him, even though he's driving straight at me. That makes no sense. Why would I ever be able to do that? However, I've got two tanks driving straight down the center, right towards me, and Artie has not even fired at them. I bounced the first round, but unfortunately the Object 140 just comes around and auto-pins me because Object 140. It's the most OP broken tank in the game, I'm pretty sure. Never played it, but that's just my opinion. It bounces so much stupid crap. It has a gun that has DPM and apparently just pins everything all the time. And like I said, I've never actually played the tank, but let's be real, Object 140 needs a nerf. Has for a long time. You could probably make an argument for all of the Russian mediums to need a nerf. I mean, let's be real. What do you see more of in this game than anything else? Russian mediums. They're everywhere. They're in every single match. But I digress. I died. That's all that matters. And I am trying to explain to this Artie the error of his ways. I'm like, dude, that is a terrible place to sit. They can drive up behind you. They can shoot you in the butt. They can even spot and shoot you through the frickin' train. It's not that difficult. You're in a terrible spot. You're not going to be able to defend yourself. And you're going to die. What do I know, right? What could I possibly know about World of Tanks and artillery play? Yeah, apparently not a whole lot. Because, what do you know? Just drives right up in there. Shoots straight through the side of the woodwork. And he doesn't even bother trying to shoot them. Thanks, Artie. But either way, we had a pretty solid game. I can't really complain. 5,920 damage, 1,600 assisted, 3 kills, top of the leaderboard. Not bad. So, if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.